The notion to promote entrepreneurship and entrepreneur culture, to inspire future and current entrepreneurs, to understanding being focused and building capacity to grow their business. Here is a success story of entrepreneurs who believes that in life, in work, and in business, you will always be rewarded in direct proportion to the value of your contribution to others. This is my success story. This is my success story.
My name is Engineer Mrs. Funmilaje Akingbagbo. I'm a fellow of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, a fellow of the Nigerian Institution of Mechanical Engineers, a fellow of the Institute of Management Consultants. I'm a member of the Society for Women Engineers in the US, a member of the Association of Professional Women Engineers of Nigeria. I am the current chairman of the Nigerian Society of Engineers Ikeja branch. I'm currently the deputy national chairman of the Nigerian Institution of Mechanical Engineers and the treasurer of the Association of Professional Women Engineers. Here is my success story.
This is my success story. She believes being successful is all about creating an impact in the lives of people. She is one of Nigeria's successful women with integrity and value. Engineer Olufumilade Akingbagbo is the current chairman, Nigerian Society of Engineers, Ikeja branch, Lagos, Nigeria. She has an honorary doctorate degree in engineering development and national growth from European American University. She has served in several capacities in all professional bodies relating to engineering and the built environment in Nigeria. This week on My Success Story, meet Engineer Olufumilade Akingbagbo, the current chairman, Nigerian Society of Engineers, Ikeja branch, Lagos, Nigeria. Here is a success story. This is my success story.
We definitely can't do without food and drinks. TasteBud is a cook, drink and healthy lifestyle show, showcasing the preparation of easy meals and cocktails as well as discussing healthy lifestyle tips. On TasteBud, we teach you how to prepare mouth-watering meals, dining on a budget, preparing delicious meals from leftovers, showing you kitchen tricks and healthy lifestyle tips. Join me on MITV every Saturdays from 8:30 to 9 p.m. For sponsorship and advert placement, please contact the numbers showing on your screen. TasteBud, pleasing to taste.
This is my success story.
Many thanks for joining us on My Success Story.
You're welcome.
Now let us start by asking, who is Engineer Funmilaje Akingbagbo?
Engineer Funmilaje Akingbagbo is the second child of a family of 5. My senior sister, she's late now. She was an associate professor of food microbiology. And my parents, my dad accountant, my mom matron, retired from Lagos State service. I started my career in Marywood Grammar School, a convent school, girls only school, and then I moved to Yaba College of Tech. I was the only female in my class in my ND class. We had about 49 boys in my class. I'm from Ijebu-Ayikwe in the state, but I'm married to Engineer Kennedy Akingbagbo, who is from Ondo State, and that's why the name is so long. Always I joke with him that I don't know how the children will fill the jam form because it's a very, very long name. I proceeded from Yaba Tech to the University of Ibadan, where I had a further study in mechanical engineering. And then I have an MBA from the University of Lagos. I have an honorary doctorate degree from American European University.
Okay, now let's talk about your educational qualification. You have both OND and HND in mechanical engineering. From then, you got a degree also in mechanical engineering from the University of Ibadan. Tell us more about your educational background and what actually
Okay, that's an interesting question because I remember when I was younger and I was in Form 2 because when I was growing up, it was Form that we had. We didn't have the SSC or the GSS.
Yeah.
So when I was in Form 2, I participated in a debate talking about engineering. I chose the engineering against the medical team, and then we had the debate and I had to study what it means to be an engineer, and therein I concluded I wanted to study engineering, especially mechanical engineering, because if it's moving, it's mechanical engineering, if it's working, it's mechanical engineering.
It's so impressive that you started at a very, very tender age, and that passion to be an engineer came since when you were young. Now, you are also the chairman of the Nigerian Society of Engineers in Ikeja, Lagos. Now, tell me about your journey as an engineer so far.
My journey as an engineer is a very, very interesting one because when I started, like I said, when I started in my ND and I was the only female, in my HND I had quite a number of people in my class. But one of the things that actually made me more interested in engineering is the fact that it's a field that you can solve problems easily and see the problem you have solved and see it materialize and see it working. And when I finished, when I went for my 1 year IT after my ND, I saw the huge discrimination between the HND and the BSc. And I know that if you can't limit yourself, no one can limit yourself, you limit yourself. And I wanted to have the best for myself. And I said, well, I'm going to do the HND, but I'm going to make sure I get whatever it takes that will make me stand out. I want to be able to do it. And that's why, after my youth service, I proceeded to join 300 level in University of Ibadan, and I had a degree in engineering. And from there, I joined the Nigerian Institution of Mechanical Engineers as a member when it started in Lagos, and I continued my journey there. I became the first female chairman of the Nigerian Institution of Mechanical Engineers in Lagos, and I proceeded also to become 3-time National Membership Secretary of the Nigerian Institution of Mechanical Engineers. And then I came into NSE and I started my career there as a professional publicity secretary, technical secretary, treasurer, became the vice chairman, and then I became the second female to be the chairman of the branch in 25 years in the state.
You've really done well for yourself in the engineering profession, and you made mention of the fact that you were the only female student during your HND days.
My ND days.
Now, how have you been able to? How do you feel being a woman in this kind of profession? Being that it's a male-dominated profession, how do you feel?
I'm determined to excel in that my chosen career, and my focus only was on success. My focus was on excellence, and my focus was on standing out in that profession. So I wasn't looking at them like men. I was looking at them like colleagues. I was looking at them as team players that we can both come together to solve solutions to bring solutions to environmental challenges.
Now, speaking about solutions to environmental challenges, how have you been able to use a profession, the skills you acquire to solve societal problems?
If you look at Nigeria of today, there are a lot of challenges within the environment, within the communities. In engineering, it's about problem solving, and there are a lot of solutions that we have brought into engineering using engineering skills to bring solutions. Even in the academia, we found out that a lot of the upcoming students now are green in being able to relate the theory to the practicals that they learn. And some of the things I have done, even when I was chairman of mechanical engineers in Lagos, was to be able to help them to bridge the gap between the classroom and the industry. By bringing in, I partnered with Toyota to give them visual aids in schools, the 20 million naira worth of visual aids I was able to get for them to be able to learn automobile, not only to mention names and classes, but to actually see what they're talking about, to be able to experience them. And then we came up with something we call Innovation Challenge, whereby we asked the students to come up with solutions in mechatronics, in solving problems, in agricultural problems, and none of them were able to come out with machines that were, rice peeling machine. Some of them were able to come up with yam pounders, and they were able to do the designs themselves, which gives us a lot of hope that Nigeria is going to be able to change. if we give the right incentives.
Now tell us about your Project Skill program. Tell us about the Project Skill program.
Okay. The Project Skill program is centered around children in secondary school.
Right.
Because one of the things that came to mind, the vision I have for Project Skill is we are the older ones, but we are leaving the center stage. And we are leaving it for the next generation. And if we don't start early enough to begin to groom the younger ones to go into engineering,
Yes.
and then we are going to have a huge vacuum in between. And that's why we created Project Skill to start from the secondary school. And you'll be amazed at what the secondary school children are able to come up with. The one we had last year, we had some of them coming up with vacuum cleaners, and they're just secondary school children. We had a boy come up with a car that actually moved, and right now the branch is giving him educational scholarship to study automobile engineering in Univen.
I know you are into different professional bodies. Tell us about them and how have you been able to compete to these professional bodies in your own capacity?
Okay, let me start with Association of Professional Women Engineers.
Okay.
The National Treasurer. I've served as the Public Secretary for Professional Women Engineers of Nigeria, and I've brought in a lot of innovations, invented building program, a lot of public lectures, a lot of training things for the younger ones. Let me just give you an example. I remember sometime a long time ago, we had to go speak to children in secondary school on building a career in engineering. And several years later, I was speaking in Bauchi, and one of the girls came up and said, "You encouraged me to study engineering." I said, "How come?" He said, "I remember when you came to my secondary school at MMA 2, secondary school A in Ikeja, and we spoke to them about engineering, and she listened to my speech and she enjoyed it, and she decided to study engineering, and she's currently working with one of the organizations owned by a female engineer, and she's doing very well there." And so those are some of the things that we like to do to impact lives, to touch them, to study engineering, to be unique in their own ways as engineers. That's what we do in Professional Women Engineers, which I also participate in, to make sure that the young ones, especially the ladies, come up in engineering and don't see it as a male-dominated field, but as in a field where they themselves can excel and make the best in life also. And then, like I said, in mechanical, I've been able to bring in a lot of innovations into mechanical, the visually bridging the gap between the classroom and the industry, being able to encourage the young ones to be creative, also being able to train the older ones. When I was national membership, I was able to organize a trip to Hong Kong, taking the engineers there, because if you look at the country Hong Kong, is a very small country that has a lot of limitations, and they've been able to come up with a lot of solutions, and that's why we had to move people there to see the solutions that they can come up with. And then also in NSE Ikeja, we have started the Project Skill competition. We also started something which I had vision for, innovation and creativity fair, wherein we try to partner with the Office of Transformation and Creativity of Lagos State to be able to look at what people can come up with. And in the last one we had people come up with the feathering machine that the local markets have come to patronize us, to work on that. And we had a lot of people coming up with solutions, especially education solutions, community solutions that can make life easier for people. And also within the school, we had come up with a coding camp for children, especially for the ones in secondary school, to be able to learn. Because when you look at technology now, it's moving gradually away from ordinary fabrications and things like that. It's moving into innovation and disruption. And because of that, you need to begin to bring up the young children to be able to see technology in the way it is, that technology is beyond just the physical now. It's now coming to what you can do on the computer, what you can do on the systems. They're using the 3D printing machines and a lot of other things that are coming up. So we are already into training, in that aspect. And we have a lot of other collaboration on safety and a lot of other things for our young ones.
This is my success story.
We definitely can't do without food and drinks. Tasteboard is a cook, drink and healthy lifestyle show, showcasing the preparation of easy meals and cocktails, as well as discussing healthy lifestyle tips. On Tasteboard, we teach you how to prepare mouth-watering meals, dining on a budget, preparing delicious meals from leftovers, showing you kitchen tricks and healthy lifestyle tips. Join me on MITV every Saturdays from 8:30 to 9 p.m. For sponsorship and advert placement, please contact the numbers showing on your screen. Tasteboard, pleasing to taste.
This is my success story.
Now, taking a look at this profession, what do you enjoy more, and what is this you also enjoy this profession?
Two things that I enjoy very much in this profession. One is creation of an engineer. When you look at a challenge, take for instance the defedering machine, you go to the market, you find out that a lot of the market women need to put their hand in the hot water and begin to remove the feathers of the chicken, and you are going to create a machine that will just stop their chicken in it and it removes everything for them under 2-3 minutes, and then you have created a solution. You have kept their hands better, you have kept their environment neater, and then you have reduced the hours of the spent in removing the feathers. You know, that's an example. And then, you know, take another example. Somebody is able to come up with a machine that can, you put your cassava the way it is, it's going to peel off the cassava, it's going to do it, and then it's going to fry it into gari, then you don't have to do anything. Those are the kind of things that make me enjoy engineering, because, you know, there are things that you see the challenge, you create the solution, and the solution is working for you. And that's one of the areas I enjoy. And then as a true professional, when I see the impact I'm making on the younger ones, I'm bringing them up in the profession. They are also bringing up younger ones in the profession. It becomes a chain, and then you create jobs for them. You make them entrepreneurs, which is one of the things that we are also looking at in engineering. That apart from the fact that they have gone to the university to study engineering, you also need to begin to look at yourself as an entrepreneur. What can you do on your own? How creative can you be on your own? What solutions can you create on your own? And that is very, very key now, because everybody cannot continue to look for jobs. We should begin to create things for ourselves, begin to establish things for ourselves, and then we'll bring, you know, solutions. Okay, take for instance now, everybody's talking about rice, and a lot of people that can plant rice and then begin to create solutions, you know, in that aspect instead of importing. Nigeria is a very dynamic country with very, very intelligent people. But we need to begin to think without the box, because the box is a barrier, not outside the box. Don't create a limitation. There's no limitation anywhere. We now begin to think without the box and create solutions for ourselves. Take for instance, one of the things that we are doing right now that is making wave as a branch is the fact that we run online training, we run on Telegram, we run on the website, and people key into those solutions. We have lecturers coming from the US, training people, you know, online in Nigeria here, bringing solutions to their doorstep to train them. And those are some of the things that I enjoy in the profession.
Okay, you mentioned what you most enjoy in this profession. Tell us the things you least enjoy then.
One of the things I least enjoy sometimes is this discrimination that comes into it.
Okay.
There was a time, let me just take you through the scenario. There was a time I had an issue with a male engineer, and I was on the verge of creating a solution for a problem, and then he came up and said, I have somebody like you at home. I said, no, if I have somebody like me at home, you're going to respect me, because the person that is at home with me respects me for who I am, and respects me for the intelligence, respects me for my dynamism, and so you also need to do that, because if you have a wife at home, and your wife is an intelligent person, you need to, you know, encourage the person. You need to respect the person. And so sometimes in the profession, we have people coming up with, you know, women are not as strong as the men, you know, and then it creates a barrier, sort of, which is basically, you know, emotional in the true sense of it. But for me, it has never, it gives me more courage, you know, to begin to, you know, do more and begin to excel more. Currently, I was just elected as the first female Deputy National Chairman of the Nigerian Institution of Mechanical Engineering. But it was really like a tug of war, because, you know, you need to keep proving yourself that you can do it, and you can do it like every other man, you know, can do it. You find out that even in the profession, there are cultural differences, religious differences that tend to affect, the men to think in the way they think, and even with the intelligence, of that is encouraged in the profession. Because for you to be in a engineering profession, you need to be very, very intelligent and have a very high IQ. But all the same, you still find out that the religion and the cultural differences still tend to block a lot of the way they will look at women. And so you need to continuously prove yourself, and you need to continuously do well, and stay above board.
So what has been done to tackle this issue of discrimination in this profession?
The issue of discrimination is being tackled in the way that we also have our professional men engineers. Under the umbrella of the Nigerian Society of Engineers. And so we move ourselves as a formidable force also, and prove ourselves wherever we find ourselves. We encourage ourselves, we stand together as one, and we keep the bond together to ensure that whatever positions that we find ourselves, we prove ourselves that we can do the job well, and don't depend and fall on the normal sentence that will say, oh, don't you know I'm a woman? So we don't fall on that. We tend to stand firm and then stay focused on what we are doing.
So now, what characteristics do you feel is needed in this kind of profession for upcoming youth who actually want to go into engineering, especially the women? What skills do you think is necessary?
One of the things that I encourage the younger ones to do is, I call it the SMART principle. The S stands for specific. If you set your goals in the profession, oh, I want to be a female engineer and I want to stand out, you need to set your goals, and you have to be specific with your goals, which is the S. And the M, you have to be able to measure your goals. Looking at your strengths and your weaknesses. What are your strengths, what are your weaknesses? You look at them, because no one can know you more than you can know yourself. So you need to look at them. Oh, these are my area of core competence, and so you need to measure them. Am I doing it correctly? Do I need to adjust in this ways? You need to look at your measures. And then the A stands for accuracy. How accurate can you be when they give you responsibilities as an engineer? Don't say, oh, I'm a female, and then you should know what to give me. So you should be accurate in whatever assignment they give to you, and prove continuously that you can do them. And then the R stands for realistic. You need to be realistic to yourself. How realistic are you to yourself as a female engineer? Oh, this is what I can do and I can do well. This is not what I cannot do and I cannot do them well. And so you stand in the area of your core competence. And the T stands for timeline. Because if you don't have a timeline for whatever you want to do as a female engineer, because women, it's like we age faster than the men. And so you need to be able to find a room for the time that you want your things to be accomplished. Okay, I've decided in 10 years I want to have achieved this in engineering. I stay focused on that. I create the time and I get it done, and I leave the stage for other younger ones to come in and to encourage them to come in.
Now tell me, what is your own opinion about success? What is success to you?
Success to me is the number of people I impact. Because success is not about money, it's not about wealth, it's not about positions, it's about how many people have you impacted. In the next 20 years, I want to have food soldiers that have the same ideas, that have the idea of creating solutions in Nigeria, that have the ideas of making Nigeria better, that takes it as their responsibility to do well and to project the engineering profession. And I want to have food soldiers like 50,000. And so I work towards that. And then, for me, if I see them and I assemble them, that's what I call success. You have been able to create a chain success of yourself. It's not about money, it's not about positions.
So what advice do you have for the younger ones? Because so many people are out there and they feel, oh, yes, there are no white-collar jobs any longer, and they feel that going into entrepreneurship is the best thing for them. What advice do you have for them? Because, I'm owning a business right now. They feel you just have to have a whole lot of money. You have to have a huge sum of money. So what advice do you have for those who are willing to be an entrepreneur?
For me, if you are willing to be an entrepreneur, I encourage them to start small. Because you are going to get big. But you need to start small, stay focused, be sure this is exactly what you want to do. And then before you go into entrepreneurship, you must have passion for whatever you have chosen. Because if you don't have passion for whatever you have chosen to do, take for instance, you want to be an automobile engineer and you want to start your own small outfit, maintenance outfit, and you don't have passion for automobile, you're not going to make a success of it because it's you don't have a passion for it. You don't have a clear vision of what you do. So those things are very, very important. The vision, the passion, the focus, and then you have to be hardworking to get things done. And then you have to start small. You have to be diligent. You have to have integrity, because entrepreneurship is about integrity. You know, a lot of the times when you give work to technicians, they will say, that's the way technicians behave. They don't always say the truth. So you must be, somebody that has integrity and also be able to. And then one of the things that is trending now, there are a lot of grants out there that people can access. Small loans here and there. The federal government has, Lagos State has, different states have. Elumelu Foundation is there. There are a lot of assets. Don't say it's for some people. Just give it a try first. And then the sky is not going to be anybody's limit. It's going to be your starting.
Okay, let me ask you some little personal questions. Now, tell me your best food. What's your best food?
My best food is amala and ewedu.
Okay, what's your best book? Your favorite book of all time?
My favorite book, Nora Roberts. I read a lot of Nora Roberts, and then I read a lot of inspirational books and motivational books.
Okay, what's your best kind of music? What kind of music do you listen to, and which is your favorite?
Gospel music.
Okay. All right. So, what's your favorite travel destination?
I'm wondering where.
That means you've traveled a lot.
I've traveled a lot, so I'm trying to look at one of my favorite. I think one of my favorite is Los Angeles, because I had to go to Hollywood, Universal Studios.
Oh, that's great.
Visited Michael Jackson's house, and that's how I enjoyed myself.
That's fine.
In LA.
So, what's your best color?
Blue.
Okay. So, if you're not into engineering, what else will you be doing?
Engineering.
Engineering. Okay. So, what really makes Oluwafunmilayo? What makes you happy?
Success.
So, what do you do at your leisure time if you're not working, if you're not doing your chairman duties? What do you do?
I read.
You read. That's very interesting. Many thanks for sharing your success story with us.
Thank you so much.